versus the Indiana Hoosiers. UCLA getting the start of the ball. Donovan Dent at the top of the key. Pass it over to Trent Perry. Pass it right back to Dent. Or Daly. Corner right there. Xavier Booker. Pass it to Donovan Dent. It's a drive in the paint. It's a shot. Back to the perimeter. Eric Daly drives and puts up a shot. That rims out. Rolled around the rim there, but no good. Indiana getting their first possession. Connor Enright with the ball. Underline Illinois local. It's a drive there. Passes it back out to Tucker DeVries, the son of the coach, Darian DeVries, in his first year with the Indiana Hoosiers. UCLA ball. First one of the game for the Indiana Hoosiers. We're currently riding a 2-game winning streak heading into this match.
Yeah, Indiana, very similar to this UCLA team when you look at the numbers, right? They're kind of two teams that are kind of on the bubble of that NCAA tournament. Both teams really trying to get in.
Exactly. Both of them on the bubble right now. This is a very key game for these two conference rivals. Indiana with the ball again. Lamar Wilkerson, their leading scorer, third most in the Big Ten with 19.4 points per game, and that is going to be stripped by our Daly, but still Indiana ball.
Yeah, score now 2-0. We saw a Donovan Dent layup. Dent has been playing phenomenal as of recent. In the last game against Oregon, he picked himself up 15 points on 4 assists.
DeVries on the corner right here. Guarding a little bit of a mismatch here. Tries to go back with it, brings out. Little fade away from DeVries. That's going to be UCLA ball. Looking for the ball at the end. UCLA will get back up. Donovan Dent, as we were saying before, David, absolutely incredible in these recent games. Really picking it up, getting his confidence back, it seems like. Played at New Mexico State last year and was an AP All-American honorable mention. And Daly Jr. on the perimeter, surveys the court, steps back, fakes, gives it back to Trent Perry. Gets right into that corner jump shot, and that is for the sophomore guard. Great mid-range there from Trent Perry.
Yeah, talk about a guy who's been playing great as of recently, especially with the injury to Sky Clark. He's really stepped up in that role.
Wilkerson with the ball. Pass it to DeVries. Wilkerson again. Wilkerson's offense. Pass it to the corner. Nick Dorn swings it back. Wilkerson. Trent Perry right on him though. He's going to shoot that to the wings. Good rebound by Tyler Bilodeau in the paint. Eric Daly Jr. is going to set up the offense. Being aggressive with it. And that is going to get stripped. Nick Dorn. DeVries on the perimeter, pass it back out. Wilkerson for 3. Front rim.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back defensive possessions right there where Trent Perry played great closeout defense. He played really close to Wilkerson. He had 2 missed threes.
Donovan Dent looking for Xavier Booker down there. That was defended by the Indiana defender. Looking to get immediately into DeVries for 3, and that is good for number 12. Donovan Dent and the orchestrate something to respond. 4-3 UCLA here. Donovan Dent drives, kicks it back to Trent Perry, shot fake. Bildo has it. Time corralling Donovan Dent going right into the paint, gets to his mid-range, and that is a foul right at the free throw line. 2 free throws for the senior guard coming up.
Donovan Dent coming into the season was the big name on campus, the big transfer acquisition from New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Was the Mountain West Conference Player of the Year in 2025.
Still playing good for UCLA, 13.1 points per game. Struggles at the free throw line have plagued his season thus far, 60.4% from there. If you want to be a great point guard, especially slashing wise, you want to get your buckets at the free throw line. Donovan Dent has struggled there, but nails just one. 5-3 UCLA. Degrees on the perimeter. He's been confident in that jump shot. That's been the only field goal today for Indiana. Has the ball again. Drives on Xavier Booker. Back to Enright. Dumps it into the post for Sam Alexis, Indiana center. And Trent Perry strips that, goes off Alexis' leg, and another turnover forced by that stifling UCLA defense. We head into the media timeout. UCLA 5, Indiana 3.
Yeah, I mean, UCLA's playing phenomenal defense right now. They've only allowed one field goal, it was the 3, but I mean, they're playing so tight and so tough. Denver's playing great defense as of late. Trent Perry with that steal, had 2 great coverages on. Who was he covering? He's covering Wilkerson. Wilkerson has 2 threes because of his closeout. I mean, Trent Perry's been playing like he's hungry.
He's been playing amazing, especially with the absence of Scott Clark that you mentioned before. Really stepping into that role. We know that Coach Mick Cronin loves his defensive intensity, and Trent Perry has certainly stepped up to the plate for UCLA. And still a question mark about when Sky Clark is set to return. We both know that he injured his hamstring against Iowa on January 3rd. And once he gets back, this UCLA team could be a serious threat to other Big Ten formidable opponents. But right now, as you were saying before, David, Trent Perry is really stepping up perfectly for UCLA right now. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens when Sky Clark does come back. Who's going to be starting in the backcourt? Perry, Dent, or Clark? Obviously can't have all 3 of them back there.
Exactly my question. I was, thinking, because Trent Perry's been getting a lot of minutes. He's been getting similar minutes to Donovan Dent as of late. You gotta wonder, are they going to split Clark and Perry more? I mean, Perry's been playing really, really well. I think he's a little bit more of a better defender than Clark. Clark maybe a little bit better of a shooter. But it's definitely going to be interesting. And I mean, the defense has been very solid as of late. You look back to the Purdue game a couple games ago. Braden Smith came into that game, top 3 in so many different stats, top 3 in field goals and point totals, right? But they only held him to 12 points. That was mostly Donovan Dent. He played great defense that game. It's going to be interesting to see. Do they prioritize maybe having a defensive carry out there? Maybe it varies by the matchup, right? If you have a very potent offense, you're going to want to throw out maybe Perry a little bit more because he plays that tighter coverage. If you have a team that's not so great, defensively or not so great offensively, you throw out Clark because you want to hit the offense a little bit more.
And I think that could really play into this game, especially because Indiana, not necessarily the strongest offense in the league. Lamar Wilkerson really runs that unit entirely. There's some other great weapons, but that matchup, as you were mentioning before, between Wilkerson and Perry is going to be interesting. Through the first 4 minutes, Perry has definitely won it well. That's going to be the difference maker in this game. Lamar Wilkerson, 19.4 points per game again. And he was a guy that transferred from Sam Houston State, was there for 3 years, and before that, 3 Rivers College. So another D1 college player who got to start from smaller beginnings, making his name and stamping his mark on the biggest stage in college basketball. Donovan Dent carries it up on the wing, with Connor Enright guarding, tosses it down to Bilodeau in the post. Back to Dent, Trent Perry, the key. Back to Bilodeau, the post. Dent with the ball again. We've seen great ball movement thus far. And the Dent crossover. Connor Enright with some tight defense, but he mid-range jump shot right over the outstretched hands of Enright.
Yeah, nice shot there by Dent. Dent not known for his shooting ability. Had a tough little mid-range fadeaway shot there and went down for him.
Impressive. That is a wide open shot in the paint for Nick Dorn. He's had 2 excellent games, 18 points against Purdue and then 23 in Indiana's victory over Rutgers. Trent Perry with the ball, tosses it to Eric Daly, looking to drive, puts his shoulder in the mid-range, but that's off the back rim. Wilkerson with the ball, tossing to Enright. Dave Rees drives in, back to Enright at the top of the key. waving his hands to get the offense situated. Trent Perry guarding. That's it today, Breeze. That is a nail or two. Hey, the rebound is off. Alagoda with the rebound. Trent Perry bringing it up. He's going to drive. Look at that corner spot. Goes to that mid-range again, but that's off the rim. Little scuffle on the floor. Have to cross it to Connor Enright. Set Indiana up. And that is a great defensive play by Donovan Dent. Interception looked like Richard Sherman out there, and he twirls but misses it off the backboard. And that is another steal by Dent. Toss it to Eric Daly, and that is good for the UCLA Bruins. Excellent defensive presence from Dent. 2 straight steals to put UCLA up 9-5. Absolute missile there to Daly in the paint.
And Dent did a great job of playing those passing lanes. Kind of with 2 steals there. I mean, he missed the spinning layup, but able to kind of make it back.
Able to recover very well. Door going to attempt to drive in. Eric Daly goes to his mid-range shot, and that's off the front rim. Trent Perry with the rebound, tosses it to Dent.
UCLA playing pretty fast here. They typically like to slow things down, but they were out across half court pretty quickly.
Villanova with the shot. Just little jump ball action. UCLA Bruins. Eric Daly comes up with it. Looks like it'll be Indiana ball, so it'll stay on, or it'll change possession here. But great sequence for the UCLA Bruins. Really are playing fast.
Yeah, they scored 9-5 scoring drought for Indiana. They have not scored in over 2 minutes.
That UCLA defense really making its presence known. Held Oregon to 57 points earlier this week. That's carrying over into this game in the first half thus far. Stephen Jamerson is subbing in for UCLA. Almost stripped that from Reed Bailey, the fourth for Indiana. Dave Reese, perimeter. Drivers it to Lamar Wilkerson. Comes a drive on Perry. Puts a shoulder to him. Goes to that mid-range shot right in front of the free throw line. But that is an airball. Does it to Donovan Dent on the transition fast break. Again, off high on the backboard. Has been able to finish when he's driving so far. Josiah Miles also subbing in for Indiana. Toss it to Dave Reese. Here again. It's going to be a foul call. I believe Stephen Jamerson.
Jamerson's kind of been splitting a lot more time with Booker as of late. Mostly due to that Booker ankle injury that plagued him for a little while. He's been kind of taking over more recently, but UCLA has not really been utilizing their big men as much as really you think they would.
Not that much. It's almost like they're playing a small ball lineup. Xavier Booker's been playing a lot better for the Bruins. Nice continued time. That's going to be a foul on Josiah Miles. UCLA ball. That is already the 4th turnover of this game for the Indiana Hoosiers. They average 10.3 turnovers a game on pace right now for over that mark. Donovan Dent will bring it up. And Stephen Jamerson, very interesting story. Went from University of San Diego to UCLA and actually was at Michigan State for a little bit as a student, and he's going to get a chance here. Lands way out of control, and that's going to be called a travel. Little inlet pass from Donovan Dent. Stephen Jamerson II couldn't corral it. And he falls on the court. He's gone for an extended period of time. Looks a little injured here. Right on the baseline from the UCLA logo that we have out here. And he blocks that off. Good idea there from Dent. Good court vision, but Stephen Jamerson, again, just not able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, going back to that story we were talking about Stephen Jamerson II, like you mentioned, was at Michigan State as a student, wasn't playing basketball, decided to go to San Diego, University of San Diego, and walked on the team. They go for 3 years now here, back in LA, went to Crespi High School.
Very fascinating story. Very fascinating story. Okay, so with the pass there, and one. He finishes, goes sky high. Goes right at the rim. And one time, UCLA 9, Indiana 7. Had the second media timeout. UCLA still playing great defense. Only gave up that one 3-pointer. temporarily holding Indiana to 21% from the field.
A new era in West